Alright, what's going on, guys? My name is Nick, also known as Tetra Ninja, and this video is primarily going to be dealing with some news surrounding the Mass Effect 3 ending, as well as I kind of wanted to have a general discussion with you and kind of pick your minds and gather what you guys' thoughts are. So I know I'm a Mass Effect fan, and I know a lot of you guys are Mass Effect fans as well. Mass Effect 3 is probably going to be the longest series that I've done on my channel. But that being said, there will be a lot of spoilers in this video discussing the endings, and most likely a lot of discussion in the comment box. So if you haven't completed Mass Effect 3 yet and you don't want anything spoiled for yourself, then you're probably best to kind of click out of this video. Ready? I'll give you 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, boners. But anyways, so yeah, I just completed Mass Effect 3 like literally 5 minutes ago. 5, you can get my hand all the way up there. But yeah, so here's the deal. I stopped playing Mass Effect about a week and a half ago. All the videos you guys have seen up until now were recorded way long ago because I just got stuck in that series while I got like pulled in and it wouldn't let me go out of its death grip, and I just played a whole lot of it at once. So yeah, but up until a week and a half ago, I stopped playing, mainly because I didn't want to see the ending, just because I heard that the ending was terrible and all this kind of stuff. It's probably one of the hottest topics of 2012 so far in terms of video gaming, is the Mass Effect 3 ending. And it actually got even more intensified because Bioware announced that they were going to alter the ending via either DLC or a patch. So the first thing I wanted to discuss with you guys are the thoughts on that. So a lot of people obviously don't like the ending and are looking forward to the new patch, but I'm mainly concerned of what it means for the community and in terms of game, and as well as game developers, because I personally believe that gaming is a form of art, and the people who develop games, the people who create them, are entitled to the direction of whatever they want in terms of storyline and how the game is produced. So this is kind of brought up into a podcast that I watched earlier on Game Trailers, where they argued that if the creators of an art form are forced to change something just on the mass appeal of others, does that kind of taint what it means to be somewhat of an art form? And does it take away as gaming as a form of art? I personally do think so. Myself, because especially with Bioware, you wouldn't expect them to change something, especially as drastic as an ending, just to kind of appeal to the mass audience. So first, I want you guys' opinions on what you guys think. Does that kind of taint the idea of gaming as a form of an art, or does it? Yeah, it's kind of a sticky subject that I've been thinking about after listening to that podcast on Game Trailers. So yeah, and the next thing I want to ask you guys is what your guys' thoughts on the ending was, because after all the weeks and weeks of news about the ending and reading how much people hated it and people calling the FCC and people, I don't know, returning their games from Amazon and getting refunds on Origin for Mass Effect 3, I was kind of just like, I don't even want to end this game, because the Mass Effect series and the trilogy has just been so awesome so far. I don't want to kind of like the ending to like taint my vision and my appeal towards the series. So I put the controller down for a while, but once I ran out of videos, I couldn't really not play anymore because you guys still want to see me play the game. But yeah, so I finished the game today. I chose the synthesis ending. My Commander Shepard did not live because he didn't have 5,000 EMS points, effective military strength points that you need to do on online to see your kind of Commander Shepard lying in the rubble, and you see his dog tag and you see his armor, and that the last second he kind of moves. But that really doesn't change anything for me. I'm not really interested in playing Mass Effect 3 online. But yeah, so yeah, I chose the synthesis ending, which merges all the synthetic life in the galaxy as well as all the organic life, and they all kind of become one in like a symbiotic sort of deal. So that's the ending I choose. I think that's the most fitting ending. Obviously, my Commander Shepard did die. But my thoughts after all those weeks, I wasn't actually that, honestly, personally, me, that disappointed in the ending myself. The only thing that I probably would have wanted was a little bit more choice on what happened, and a little bit more interaction with my crew at the end. It kind of seems like the whole point of the Mass Effect 3, of the Mass Effect series in general, is that your story is created and it's based on the decisions that you make. If you chose to be a renegade, you just chose to be the Paragon path, who you decided to help, and anything. And that really, really worked in Mass Effect 2, because at the very ending on the suicide mission, it took into account everything you did. If you upgraded your armor, if you upgraded your guns on your ship, if you did all the loyalty missions for all your crew members and everything, and it just all paid off in the end, or it didn't pay off in the end, depending on what you did. But it seems like with Mass Effect 3's ending, there really wasn't any, how can I say, there wasn't any repercussions for all the actions that you had taken up until that point. Like, if you played the entire game as a Paragon, you could have just, if you played the entire game as a renegade, up until that very last scene, you could choose the most Paragon, I would say, choice, and it'd be open to you. So that really didn't make that much sense to me, in my opinion. I think the game should have taken into account, like Mass Effect 2 did, based on your decisions, it should kind of just push you and guide you into that direction. And there really shouldn't be any choice about it, just because that's the story you shaped, and that's the story that you hopefully try to build on. If you guys have watched my Mass Effect 3 videos, you guys have seen I've done everything. I made sure that, and that started since Mass Effect 2 mainly. I made sure that I did all the loyalty missions. I made sure that everyone survived. No one died in my Mass Effect 2 walkthrough. And I kind of wanted that to translate a little bit better into this game, especially with the decisions that I made in the game itself in Mass Effect 3. But I didn't really get a sense of that in Mass Effect 3's ending. I kind of feel like there was basically 3 choices. You choose one of the 3, and that's it. There's no there's no taking into account if you did any side missions of the game, or if you scanned a bunch of planets, you didn't do any upgrading and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, other than that, it's like I'm frustrated at that point, but overall I think the synthesis ending did work well. I'm more frustrated on the lack of choice and the lack of kind of the connectedness of the series, how it didn't connect everything together that I had done up in the game up until that point. Like I keep bringing this up, but Mass Effect 2's ending was awesome. It did everything that I wanted to do. It took into account everything, and like I said, I didn't get that sense of feeling when I was in Mass Effect 3's ending. But yeah, that's my overall thoughts. I kind of wanted to post this video to get a sense of what your guys' thoughts were now that I completed the game. I can read the comments, so I'm going to be very, very active in the comment box of this video. I'm going to be just eating and watching the comment boxes, so I want to actually have a real discussion with all you Mass Effect 3 fans in the boxes below. Try to keep it civil. Let's not try to be too immature about it. And I'm not too thrilled about Bioware changing the ending through patch or through DLC. I think the ending worked for me. I just thought that they could have gone about it a little bit better. But other than that, I'm okay. I'll probably be bringing you guys videos of the alternate ending if I possibly can. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'm very passionate about this game, so I really want to have a conversation with you guys, like I said. And that's pretty much it. So I'll see you guys in the comment boxes, alright? Have a fantastic day.